Not me back with another video. I am back with an actual video this time. So today I'm going to do something a little different on my channel that I've never really done before. I'm going to talk about my experience with therapy. So I guess this can be considered like a story time almost, but I really wanted to share my experience and kind of like set the tone if anybody is interested, thinking about it, on the brink, scared, nervous, whatever the case is. So if this is something you're interested in, keep on watching. So I've had 2 sessions already. I have my 3rd session in a few days. Everything is via Zoom right now. So if you watched my last video, I did mention that I started going to therapy mostly because of like my anxiety, and I think quarantine has finally got to me. I'm tired of being at home. I'm kind of sick of it. The semester's starting. A lot of my life has changed. So I was really going because I've been feeling really anxious, and it's also something I've wanted to do since January of 2020. So it's been a year, so it's time. Everything was via Zoom. I actually found it more comfortable than I thought I was. I thought it would be more beneficial to be in person, but that wasn't the case. I found myself like zoned out every time, like, and I don't mean zoned out not paying attention. I mean, I guess zoned in on the session. Like, I forgot I was in my room kind of thing. Like, I'm so focused on what we're talking about. All of my sessions are an hour long and it goes by fast. I mean fast. So before I had my first session, I had to fill out some intake forms and some assessments. The intake basically was just asking me about my history, anything that I specifically wanted to note that I felt was important to talk about. There were some assessments, and basically they asked like, how many times have you felt like this in the last week or the last month? Stuff like that. So basically in the first session, you're gonna go over those intake forms, those assessments, kind of talk about it, kind of get your background, just go through it together. So we went through the assessments, and I didn't realize at the time, but it was really scaling me essentially. One was an assessment for anxiety. So they found mild anxiety based on the scale that I took, and then one was for depression. On that one, it was mild depression. And then there was a scale that calculated my stress. My stress was rather high. It was almost the highest it could be out of the 5 categories. It was the 4th category. So yeah, that doesn't surprise me. And so the purpose of doing this and kind of talking about it and her showing me is because the goal is to change where I'm at on these scales and in these assessments over time. Like, the purpose is to get better. It's not to stay in the same spot. So I will be taking the assessments again every now and then. Right now it's still too early, I'm just starting. My therapist specializes in cognitive behavioral therapy, which is CBT. If you aren't familiar with what that is, it works to balance your thoughts, your emotions, and your behaviors, because sometimes they're not all aligned or they're causing imbalance. And to work on that, I'm actually given assignments, so it's kind of like homework. Less scary than schoolwork, but nevertheless, it is about yourself, so it might be a little less, I don't know, it could be more dreadful, less dreadful. But basically these assignments are to help work my perceptions into a more productive and healthy way. Okay, so for example, if I say exercise never works out for me, that's a thought, that's my thought, which can lead to the feeling of being helpless, sad, incapable, which can lead to a behavior of avoiding working out or not working out at all. Do you see? You see how that's like a domino effect. So we'd be working to change the thought to something more like, working out is challenging, but I am capable of doing it and progressing over time. That would be the goal, to change my thought process, to change then hopefully my emotions, which may change and help in turn improve my behavior. We want me to be more productive and more kinder on myself in my mind. One thing that I say I really like is that you truly are in control in therapy, and because of that I think I'm more comfortable to talk to her about anything, to bring up anything. It feels great to be able to talk to somebody that you don't know, that will not judge you or make you feel bad about yourself. And I've noticed I feel really good right after my sessions. That feeling has not lasted, but I do look forward to like the next session. But it's so early that the feeling that I have after, like the relief feeling, does not last super long. just yet. I'm very happy with the therapist I chose. However, if you do decide to start therapy and you're not vibing with the person, it's totally okay to stop and find somebody else. Like, don't stay with somebody just for the sake of staying with somebody. There are so many therapists out there, and having one that you really connect with, I think, can change the whole experience for you. So right now I've been going weekly, but I think that's just because I'm new and I just started, and we got to get through all of this stuff. We have to get through all of these stuff, and then I could probably have longer breaks in between and just work on whatever she wants me to work on. I really enjoyed it. I'm finally happy I did it. When I tell you I procrastinated the shit out of this, like it was scary. Like, I was scared to go. And it's so crazy because I'm studying to become one, but I was scared to go. It's like two different worlds. Like, I kind of know what to expect and things like that. But being the patient is definitely, or the client is definitely a scary feeling, I guess, because of how vulnerable you have to be. But I'm happy I did it. I highly recommend it. Don't give up if you don't like who you found. That's why you have to do your research. Make sure that you research the person that you're going to see before it sounds good to you. Psychology Today is a good way to find therapists. Sometimes they'll have videos so you can see them talk. It'll give them your bio, what they focus on, what issues they specialize in. So just do your research. I'm really excited for this next chapter. I'm hoping that I do start to change some of the thought processes that go on in my head, and I think I will. I'm really excited based on what we've talked about so far. So let me know if you guys like this kind of video. If you have any questions about this, if this topic was interesting for you, and if you have any other questions about it or something related to it, down in the comments below, I will answer. Don't forget to follow my Instagram at Mariah Christine and my TikTok at Mariah Christine. I post more on there as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you again soon. Love you guys.